What's up, guys? Earl at Sumo Bully Kennels back at you with another episode of our journey. So, I'll give you a quick recap. The last episode that we covered was our fifth puppy purchase, which was Katana off of Samba Kennels, Mr. Klaus and Lily, King Q's Lily. So here we go. If you have not already, go back and watch that episode because I don't want to repeat a lot of the information. But anyhow, at this point of our journey, we're set, right? We have basically 3 females and a male on our yard. We're not looking to add any more. I thought that starting with 3 females and at least one foundational male was a good start as a new breeder. However, after going down to Texas and meeting with Araya, seeing Klaus and Lily, this opportunity came up. So this chocolate tri you're seeing right here is our baby girl Hershey. During the time that we spent talking to Araya, getting to know each other, understanding our vision, this opportunity came up. This was a killer breeding with a very solid line-bred girl, which is Lily, heavy on the bossy blood, Whopper's litter mate. And Araya did an outcross to Klaus, who's a Brazilian standout import, right? And we were happy getting one girl off this litter. However, in the process of purchasing and building relationships, Araya had offered us an opportunity to be her partner with this girl you're seeing on screen, who is Hershey, to co-own. And I've never co-owned a dog before, and so I said, hey, listen, I'm not sure what that entails. Never co-owned a dog before. She explained it to me briefly. However, I'm a very technical person, so I was like, listen, send me the paperwork. Let me read through what it means to co-own a dog, right? Because I've never done so before, and I wanted to understand what my responsibilities are, what the co-owner's responsibilities are, and if one of us decided to exit the partnership of this co-own, how do we handle that? And to my delight, Araya sent over a contract in terms of the co-own, which I felt was very fair, out of respect for Araya and her business practices. I'm not going to disclose that information. However, in terms of my responsibilities, the proceeds, the split, everything was very kosher, and it made me feel very comfortable co-owning, which in my life I would have probably never considered. But understanding dog ownership, the medical, the feed, the care, the daily grind of a dog is a lot of responsibility, and especially if there's another partner involved, right? So if it's your dog, it's one thing, right? No matter what you feed and how you care for a dog, that is one perspective. However, when you enter into a partnership with somebody, you now not only have to hold up to your standard, but hold up to the standard of your co-owner. That's a very important part of this, because everyone has a different standard, right? So I'm not saying I have the highest standard, but I will say that my standard of level of care, whether it's a pet dog or a breeder dog, is the same. I feed them the same, nutrition, vitamins, everything, the care, the shots, the medicals, anything I would do for a breeder dog, I would do for a resident dog that's my pet. And that's how I feel about it. How you do anything is how you do everything. It's the level of care, and I'm going to assume that after getting to know me a little bit better, that Araya felt comfortable with that and saw me as a good partner to co-own this dog. because she knew that her baby was going to be in good hands, and which she is. So I don't look at this girl as a stepchild or, a co-own. This dog is our dog. She's here with us. We love her just the same way we love our other dogs that we acquired. But anyhow, so for some of those of you who have already co-owned, this may be old news, but for some of you who are watching who've never co-owned, to be honest with you, from my perspective, it's not a bad option, right? If the price you're paying for the dog is fair, understanding that you're caring for the dog, housing the dog, feeding the dog, providing all the care for the dog, including medicals, when it comes to a revenue split for a co-owned dog that's meant for breeding, right? There's a number for me that makes sense, because there's a lot of expenses incurred in the first year of owning a puppy and training a puppy. And so for me, the revenue split has to make sense in order for me to even entertain it, right? Because again, this dog is not in my possession yet. There is no attachment yet. But once I take possession of this dog, now there's an attachment, right? That's where it gets tricky. And if you're not happy with the terms that are laid out for you for the co-own, then you might find yourself in regret, or maybe a little bitter, or not truly happy with the situation that you have at hand. And so for me, I always have to be honest with myself and understand my value position, what's going to be okay with me, term-wise, care-wise, expense-wise, and revenue-wise. So everything that we discussed and all the paperwork you sent over checked all the boxes that was okay with me, and there wasn't one thing that I had any reservation about. So I'd like to take a moment and say thank you for Rhea for trusting me with this dog, trusting our vision, and considering a new breeder like myself to be a partner, to co-own a dog with her, which really means a lot to me. It's a big vote of confidence, right? To trust your production, to co-own with somebody, to allow someone to hold, care for, and be responsible physically for your asset. That's a lot of trust for me, because I'm not sure that I would be that quick to co-own with somebody, to be honest with you, unless I fully trusted that person. So anyhow, here she is. This is, we named her Hershey. Very beautiful tri-girl, tri-chocolate. For those of you who did not watch that last episode, let me give you the quick breakdown, right? And I don't want to repeat myself, but I'll give you a quick breakdown. But I do want you to watch the episode prior. So, boom. My wife found him. Very impressed with Klaus. And even as impressed with the damn Lily. So if you're in this industry, Lily is a litter-mated whopper who is off King Zion and Bossy's Tetra, right? Those are big names in the industry, very, very big producers, right? Let's jump on Pitpedia real quick. So here's Klaus, a standout import from Brazil that Aria had the vision to bring here. Big fan of this dog, saw him in person. He is as advertised, and in fact, I think he looks better in person than he does in picture. His videos definitely do him justice. He is what you see him to be. He moves the way you want him to move. And that's how we got, sold into this litter and committed to this litter. Now, on the dam side, it's just as impressive, right? Here's Lily. This is a tri-girl right here off of Zion, who everyone knows who Zion is, off of Adios. He's a big-time producer, just like Whopper. Here's Bossy's Tetra, who's off of Bossy's Jasmine, a very legendary dog. So if you don't know who Bossy's Jasmine is, it's not just a name. One, she's a beautiful dog, but if you understand the substance that Bossy's Jasmine brings, She is truly one of those legendary female dogs that changed the game, and a lot of people follow her line or are big fans of her line. Just like Lucius, he's a good dog too. So ultimately, Lily is 2 times adios, which makes her 2 times show-stopping ace. So if you don't know who that is, definitely do your homework, man. Very, very solid dog. These are foundational dogs that have created some of the most beautiful and extreme XL bullies in our industry today. So all these dogs that you fanboy out about that are current studs right now, I promise you that a lot of this bloodline is in it. So with that said, I don't want to harp on that forever. So here's the banner for the breeding. Lily and Klaus go down. In our last episode, I told you we took the second pick female, which is a fawn. We were looking for that Klaus look. This one right here. This is Katana. And we ended up with the, third pick, tri-chocolate female. So that's us right there, Sumo Bully Kennels of Illinois. We ended up with this tri-chocolate girl. I'm a sucker for a tri-chocolate with a nice head and a nice spread. And so we have big plans for both of these girls. So we went there for one dog, flew there and drove back. And like I said in my last episode, we ended up getting 2. But how could you not? Seeing this production and kind of repeat some of the things I said in the last litter. So if you look at this litter was so consistent that it was so hard to pick between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever you want to call it, right? Each one of them had different expressions and different strengths. And to be honest, you know, at that age, 8 weeks, it was really hard to choose. And I'm very happy with both of the picks that we have. What's crazy is, let me go to my website real quick. You'll see her, Hershey right here. She looks like an American dog. She looks like Lily, right? There she goes, right? Look at that nice chest on her, nice shoulders, and she's very young in this picture still, right? Now, if we just scroll up to her sister, that's her litter mate. To me, she looks like a Brazilian dog. You wouldn't even think they were litter mates by the face. Now, structurally, they both have their strengths, which I like because for us breeders, that is part of the puzzle in the creative process, is to understand what you have, to trust in the blood that you invested in, and then take that and pick the right mixture of male to this dog to create something even better, right? And that's what I love, the creative process of this, because even though all our dogs are American XL bullies, they all have different expressions and they all have their strengths and weaknesses and whatnot. And, you know, like we say in the industry, right, there is no perfect dog. But that's the goal as a breeder, is to chase that and definitely hone in on the traits that you most like. For me, that's 6 major points. You're talking about head. When you're talking about the head, you're talking about the head shape, the stop, the muzzle, right? The cheekbones, the neck, right? And then you're talking about the front end, which is the shoulders, the chest, the feet, right? Then you're talking about top line, the back, right? Then you're talking about the rear angulation, the muscles on the rear, the angulation of that foot, and then overall you got the breed type, right? So maybe your dog is not the strongest in every aspect, but carries a lot of the breed type. And so, you know, you want a balanced dog. However, of those things that I just mentioned, you're going to have some features that are stronger than others. And that's what I'm talking about. It's understanding the blood you invested in, the look that you got, and how can you improve that and make it better. And that's the part of it that I love, is understanding that all these dogs that we have now in our yard that we've invested in all show different expressions. They all have their strengths, and it's going to be fun and creative to mix this to produce that new look, that next level look for the next generations to come, our Gen 1s, our Gen 2s, our Gen 3s. And certainly we have invested so much time in research, as well as financially, right? This is not a cheap industry to get into. So if you're getting to this industry, definitely do your homework. Understand that there's a time and money value that is required to get in this game the right way, right? And you can start with one dog, right? Just know your position, know your budget, know what you can handle, know your living space, know the space that you've got and the time you have to allocate to these dogs. Because the time you allocate is going to show on your end product. So with that said, guys, I think I've covered everything in terms of our girl. Here she is. And again, go over the breeding banner. Really, really love this litter. I'm a big fan of Klaus. I'm a big fan of Zion, Whopper, even a lot of Whoppers, like half brothers, like Loso, Zippo, geez, just everything off that side. Smash, right? It's definitely a look, and for me, part of our vision involves bringing substance from the Brazilian dogs. So I'm a fan of the American XL Bully and the bloods we have here in America and the expressions we have here. But I also believe that Brazil, the XLs over there, bring a different substance. And I think in our vision, well, I know in our vision, that what we want to create from the consistency of bloodlines here, infused with a lot of that substance that they have in Brazil, and it may take us 1 or 2 generations or 3 generations to create. However, we know what that end dog looks like. Question is, now it's fitting the puzzle pieces together to create that dog, and for people to see, admire, to, you know, for some people to take it to show, for some people to incorporate it into their program. So with that said, guys, another announcement before I let you guys go. Our website is up and it's about 90% live. For those of you interested, we do accept all forms of payment, including credit card. There's a lot of content still that I'd love to put onto the website, but I'm a content person, so I don't, you know, I'm always going to say it's 90% done, because I want to provide value for anyone that visits our site, our pages, or speaks with us, communicates with us, because I want to give back exactly what I received when I talked to some really, really good, reputable breeders. And for me, that's just me paying it forward, right? Connecting with great people inspires me to provide the same value to anyone that reaches out to us. So with that said, guys, here's another episode of our journey. Our next episode is going to take a twist, guys. So if you've been watching it, if you're not caught up, go back to the first one. I promise you the next one is going to just, we went left field with it. So with that said, guys, this is Earl with Sumo Bully Kennels, and I'll catch you on the next one.